All right, guys, episode 2 of Make Cool Shit TV. The whole purpose behind this is to give you guys behind the scenes on how things are made. Today, we are in Mound, Minnesota at Ultra Green Packaging. What I know about them so far is that they're a thermoformer. So all I know about thermoforming is you take a sheet of plastic, you use pressure and heat, and you form it into something. So we're gonna learn more about what they do inside, go through the process, and learn more about them as a company. I spent 15 years in the manufacturing world, and now I'm on a mission to show people how things are made and excite the youthful generations to get them involved in this amazing industry. This is Make Cool Shit TV. Hey, Kristin.
Hi.
Kyle, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we're going to learn about thermoforming today, right?
We are.
All right, can you take us on a tour?
I will.
All right, let's roll. So this place is huge, and these ceilings are massive. What did some other manufacturing used to be here, or did you guys build this?
Great question. So this used to be the Tonka Toys building.
The Tonka toys that, like the metal toys I used to play with as a kid.
Correct. They had all of this space.
Wow.
We have 40,000 square feet of it, and there's about 20,000 square feet on the other side.
Okay. All right, so Kristin, when did you guys first get started here?
Well, I bought the company about 2 years ago. Yeah, about a week ago. It's been 2 years ago.
All right.
And I moved the company here about 5 months after I bought it to save money in rent. So we have 40,000 square feet here, which is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
But we need it.
Looks pretty spacious.
Yeah.
So you guys, the way you guys are set up, shipping and receiving is done out of this area?
Yes?
So then walk me through that process of what happens.
So we use these 2 dock doors primarily, and sometimes a third, depending on how many containers we have coming in. So we get 1 to 2 containers a week. So Tori runs our shipping department, so everything comes in here, gets unloaded, gets palletized and put away. And in that process, then he also does a lot of QC. So
like the quality control behind it? Okay.
testing for gram weight, making sure the variances are within the tear weight, plus or minus 2 grams. Making sure that the quality is there so they're leak proof for oil and water. We have a test for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that all gets logged and then everything gets put away.
So when it comes in, is it in a box, or how does it ship it, on a pallet or something?
No, I wish it would save us time and labor. Certainly. No, it comes in floor loaded because that's the most economical way to get it here from overseas.
So it's just on the floor and you guys have to go in there with a fork truck, or how do you guys do it?
By hand.
Okay. And
We have a conveyor system on. It just like it rolls down, they just push it down, and it just keeps coming. And they just.
So then after you guys receive the material, you check it in, test the material, make sure it's at your standards. Right. From there, where does it go? It goes into inventory?
Mm-hmm. Then we shrink wrap everything. Okay. Goes into inventory. Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you guys have some sort of process to determine when it gets brought to the machinery, or how does that work?
So what happens is then the plastic also comes in here. So the bases, all the bottoms come in already, obviously manufactured, fully compostable, made of bamboo. Okay. And then the plastic, we get huge rolls, like truckfuls of plastic, every other week. Those come off, Tori takes those off, and then they get checked in by Trent, who runs our plastics department. Okay. Then all the plastic gets put over and it's placed over there, checked, all the MSDS, all the certs and everything gets scanned and recorded. Okay.
So the bases you guys get, the bamboo bases for the trays that you guys make, come in and you guys stock those here. Yep. And then you guys make the lids at this facility.
We make every lid.
And so what is the primary product that you guys are making? Is it for...
We make packaging, well, we sell packaging for the food service industry.
Okay. So what's something that somebody would see on a daily basis that'd be like, Ultra Green Packaging might have made that?
So supermarkets all over the country use our take and bake pizza pan.
Okay.
Because you can bake in all of our products up to 425.
Right. I have seen those. So you guys make the base and the lid for those?
We sell the base and the lid, and it's all trademarked.
Okay.
And the technology and design is all owned by Ultra Green, but the bottoms are manufactured overseas,
Yep.
and all the tops are made here.
Okay, so take and bake pizzas, what else would people possibly see?
Salad bowls, sushi. Our largest customer sells about 350,000 sushi trays a month.
Wow. So people go in the grocery store and they're picking up a sushi or take and bake pizza.
Salad, a bowl for salad bar,
Right, like a shake
hot
and bake
food to
type
go,
salad?
taco tray, 3 of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So any deli, anywhere USA, you'll see our stuff.
Wow. Definitely cool. So walk me over to, once you guys get the plastic, so I see rolls of plastic here. So this is the raw material that comes in, is this rolled up plastic.
Correct. So all of our stuff is called rPET, which is recycled plastic.
Okay.
So it's made from recycled plastic, and then also obviously it's recyclable. So the bamboo is compostable and this is recyclable. We have all different tooling and sizes, so we have to have lots of different sizes of plastic. That's why you see so much.
And is it the same type of plastic? I see we got some.
Yep, it's all rPET, which is rPET with anti-fog. It's all FDA approved and grade. And the anti-fog is so that it doesn't, moisture doesn't, build up on the inside of the lid. So if you have something hot, or even if you have something cold, like all of our take and bake pizza pans, in the cold case, you won't have any moisture on the inside.
Because will that then spoil the product or something?
Well, I don't think anybody wants water dripping
Right.
on their pizza,
Right.
per se.
So the plastic material that you guys use to then make the lids, it comes in this format on these skids. You guys come in with a fork truck, take them, check them in, then bring them over here.
Correct. We get 40,000 pounds, about 41,000 pounds every truckload.
Every truckload. So how much material, weight-wise, like how many of these would you guys do in a month?
A lot. So it depends on what we're running. So we run a lot of sushi.
Okay.
And when we run the sushi, we'll go through about, I think, 3 rolls a day.
Okay. 3 of these rolls every day. So you'll go through like these 3 rolls in one day when you run a lot of sushi.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's a lot. So how many, like if we were to do a time lapse of this area of material, would it just go up and down throughout the month where you guys deplete it, or do you guys always have stuff coming in?
Absolutely, we always have stuff coming in.
Okay.
So it looks like we have a lot of inventory, but because this comes in from overseas, our goal is to have 4 months of inventory on hand at all times of the fiber. Especially now, there's Chinese New Year you have to worry about, there's build up at the ports. So normally it's about 4 weeks from door to door. Lately it's been taking 6 weeks just from the US, like from port in Tacoma. It's taken 6 weeks here, so it's about 10 weeks.
Wow.
So imagine if we didn't have a lot of inventory, we would have to short our customers, which we never want to do.
Right. Very cool. All right, so now we got the raw plastic on this roll. Then where does it go from there?
From here, it goes over here. Trent will pick this up with a forklift. Bring it over here. The roll gets loaded.
So does he roll these things, or how does that?
He doesn't. Does he roll them over here?
Yeah.
No, he brings them over on a forklift with a pallet, and then they dump it.
Flip it over. Okay. So then it looks like right here we've got one that's maybe like halfway done.
Correct.
Okay, so then once that gets lower, you guys shut down the machine, switch out with a new roll, and start over.
And add another one. So they'll actually cut it right at the end.
Okay. So I see it. So the material starts here on a roll, it goes through this thing, and then how does it get fed through?
So it goes through here, and it gets heated.
Okay. What type of heat?
It's radiant heat.
Okay. What type of temperatures do you think it?
Around 400.
400 degrees. That just makes it soft enough to do something with. Okay.
So it gets heated up. It comes through. It gets formed, stamped, cut.
Okay, so it's so forming that. So that's where the thermoforming name comes in.
Correct.
Okay, so you're using heat, so thermo, and then you're forming it.
And it's a tricky deal too. Like we were talking about temperature in here and outside, especially being in Minnesota, and this winter was very cold. So we have to be very careful that we don't have cold forming.
Yeah.
So monitoring the temperature in here is really important.
Okay. So how many of these are you guys making? It looks like that's doing 4 tray lids at once every time?
We have anywhere up from 4 cavities to 12 cavities, depending on what we're running.
Okay. So this one right now, it's taking, this die is coming down and forming it. Is there something that's coming up from the bottom to shove the plastic? So they come together.
Correct.
It makes 4 of those. It goes down the line and then it gets stamped out.
Stamped out. First it's forming.
Okay.
Comes here, cools a minute, and gets cut. And then goes through the line and goes into the stacker.
Let's walk around and look at that side of it.
So it comes through here, as you can see.
So it's already been cut. And is that just scoring it at that point?
This, yes.
Okay.
Just stamps it out and stacks it.
So even though you can't see the lines,
It's already been cut.
it's already been cut.
You can pull them out right there.
Oh, very cool. Can I see that? Yeah, it is a lid just like on some. So what would this be for?
This is for our 3-compartment plate.
Okay. So this is the base that you guys get, and this is made out of bamboo.
Correct.
So it's kind of like when you go to like a Chipotle, the burrito bowls are out of something like
We
this,
have that
right?
bowl too.
Okay. And then you guys, the lid goes on and it's, so then you guys testing these every once in a while as
That's
you
why
make them?
these are here.
Okay.
So they're testing them every half an hour, an hour. Then they take them and they record. We keep some aside to make sure we have them from certain batches. So if somebody were ever to say, you know, oh, we think we're having a lid fit issue with this. There's a date stamped on every box, so we know exactly when we made it.
And what is he weighing here? Is he weighing that to check how many are there? Is that what he's basically doing?
50.
50?
So we know that when it gets to a certain weight, that means you have 50.
Okay. Very cool. So that's a faster way than just counting, more accurate. So once he gets those 50, does he put them in a bag and then box them?
Everything gets bagged in 50.
Okay.
Our stuff has anywhere from 100 lids for the pizza pans up to 500 lids for bowls. So back here, I can show you what happens afterward. The shell of the plastic gets spooled right here. And every half hour or so, we cut it off and throw it in here. And this is our Gaylord full of regrind. So we really work towards zero waste here. Everything that comes off of here goes into here, and we regrind it. And then we send back our Gaylords of regrind for credit with our plastic supplier.
And then they take that regrind and do something with it to put it back into the pipeline and make new plastic with it. Very cool. So then on this machine, so you guys have 2 machines here. This one's making, what is that product for?
That one's making 3-compartment plate lids, and this one right now is making our pizza pan lids.
Okay. Can we go over there and look at that? So this is like the take and bake pizza.
This is take and bake pizza.
Okay. So it looks like it's doing 4 of those at once too? And why is this machine higher up than that one?
This machine is bigger than that.
Okay.
They're both RMAX, but that's the blue line just because of the color. This is the gray line, and this one's bigger. All of our tooling fits on both machines, but some of our heavier tooling that has lots of cavities, like the sushi and some of the pizza pan tooling, we like to run on here.
And so from a machine standpoint, the size difference, does it mean it could it could squeeze that much more? Is it the footprint? What's the difference between the size?
So this is just can handle more weight.
Okay.
So a heavier tool.
Heavier tool, which means more cavities, more parts per. Okay. So you're just like the other process, thermoforming. We're taking the plastic, heating it up, forming the pizza trays. Then on this spot, it gets scored out. Then we come down to this guy. And he's
Yep,
gonna be
we can go see what he's doing up here. And as you can see, stack of pans. They make sure that the lid fits perfectly.
Yep.
We
So
pride
again-
ourselves on our lid fit.
So bamboo bottom.
You add a pizza, lid, goes
Yep.
in the supermarket, you take it home, you take the lid off, put it right in the oven.
Very cool. I mean, everybody, have you ever seen Take and Bake Pizza? You ever get those? I mean, I've seen them.
We have one here, I'll show you. We'll make a pizza.
All right, let's go make a pizza.
So if we want to go over this way, I can show you the regrind process.
So then when you guys are done, after he fills up all these boxes, they get put on this pallet, and then you get a certain height before you wrap them? Okay. So this is moving all day. How many shifts do you guys run here?
We're just running one shift.
Okay. So that's from, what time is that from? Like,
These guys work 4/10s,
okay.
so they start, it depends on, in the summer they'll start maybe around 5:30, winter maybe around 6.
Okay. So they work from 6, they work 10 hours, and then you guys start back the next day.
We ship every day, so Tori's here Monday through Friday.
Okay. So shipping open Monday through Friday, production 4 days a week. Nice.
So it's constantly
Yeah.
being put into inventory, taken out of inventory.
Raw material out, finished goods in.
Yeah.
Got it.
So again, there's the shell after it's stamped out. In here, goes through the grinder, goes into the Gaylord, and I'll show you how it comes out. Once we have 26 of these, they come and pick it up.
So this is the regrind. So you guys run it through the grinder in the rolls, and then you grind it up into this.
Pretty cool, huh?
Very cool. Then you're gonna ship this back to the people you got the plastic from.
To our plastic suppliers. So what's nice about this is we have one source, which has worked really well for us.
Okay.
We know that all of our regrind is going back to them. We know it's not contaminated with other plastic suppliers, and our quality is always perfect.
Okay, so you take the waste, and this is what you guys didn't use, and chop it up. And then the plastic people, what do they then do with it after that?
So this goes back into the whole system again, melted down,
And then does it
formed
go-
into sheet again.
So then it gets put back into a sheet, and this stuff here could be a lid that you guys run. Very cool. So it's like a complete system of any waste you guys have, you put back in the system. These guys turn it into those big rolls we saw. You guys run it back through. Wow. That's good.
Okay, so here's our sample room. I can just give you an idea of the things we do down to our small cups. So for these, you'll find these on salad bars. Nothing leaks through here. You could put ketchup in here, oil, water. It will dry up or evaporate before it would ever go through. You can feel them, they're really durable.
Wow.
Everything's bakeable to 450. We were talking about Chipotle, so
Oh yeah, it's like the burrito bowls.
those are used a lot for wraps, for burritos, for Asian kitchen, stir fries and whatnot. But like these, I'll put in the spring, so pretty soon I'll put soil in these, and then my seeds, and then put it right in the ground.
Oh, there you go. And it's just self-containing because it's not going to decompose or anything, right?
It will in the ground.
It will eventually?
Yeah. It's all
Very cool.
compostable. Yeah.
Wow. So these are some of the smaller things.
These are some of the smaller things, yeah. And then over here we have our bowls, plates, and trays. And our sushi. Like I said, our largest customer is a supermarket chain here called Hy-Vee.
Oh,
in the
sure.
Midwest. Do you know
Yeah,
Hy-Vee?
yeah, I do know Hy-Vee.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
So
That's like an Iowa, Minnesota thing. It's not a Chicago thing.
No.
No, but yes, I'm familiar.
So this is what they use.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the sushi comes in here, then they put a price tag on it. Do they wrap it at all?
They make all their own
Okay.
in their stores. We actually raised our lid for them when they started this project with us because it was just a little too short. So the drizzle that they would put on top of some of the rolls was getting on there. They're very, very, very particular and proud of their sushi and their stores. I mean, they're an employee-owned company, right? We have Hy-Vee now here. There's 9 stores here in Minnesota, or in the Minneapolis area. They've had them in Rochester and Austin before. But yes, they decided to come into this market. And
So we could go to a Hy-Vee and see these, possibly.
should go to an Hy-Vee.
No, like, I'm totally digging sushi right now. So.
You want to go to Hy-Vee and get some sushi out of this? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the sushi one, and then here
That's
you've
the
got
sushi
a
one.
multi-compartment.
And then we actually designed this for Hy-Vee as well. This is the XL sushi,
Oh.
double.
Yeah.
We design things, we can customize anything. This we made for our second largest customer, which is a supermarket chain here called Lunds and Byerly's.
Okay.
They wanted to start a taco bar, so now they have
There you go.
the taco tray, and lots of supermarkets have
And you guys put the lid on top.
utilized this.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, so now you'll look around, you'll see our salad bowls and
Lots of different
to-go containers.
Oh yeah, to go,
Yeah,
right?
and then over here, this is all of our pizza pans. So we have 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16 in both low profile and deep.
Okay. And so these they would find at the supermarket. And these can go right into the oven?
Right into the oven.
Wow. I don't think that I think that whenever I've gotten a take and bake pizza, I always take it off and put it in.
Because it's probably not ovenable.
Probably. Or even if it was, I wouldn't read the instructions, possibly. Wow. That's very cool stuff.
And we'll show you the pizza pan in a minute in action.
Okay.
I actually brought one from Lunds and Byerly's from their deli, and we'll put it in the oven and show you.
And then we'll have some pizza.
And you have some pizza.
15 minutes later, we've got pizza.
There you go. My name is Kristin Davidson, and I'm president of Ultra Green Packaging. Well, I actually have a background in biotech. I did that for about 20 years. And then after that, I had an opportunity to be the director of sales for ISA Manufacturing. And I did that for a couple of years. And then a very good friend of mine and an investor group came in to take over the former Ultra Green. And because of my background in startups and the debt that the company had acquired, it was basically at the startup phase, even though the company had been in business for some years at that point. So he decided to bring me in, convinced me to do it, and then I was hired by the board, and that was in November of 2014, and then I bought the business in March of 2017.
My name's Tori Brown. I'm the shipping supervisor at Ultra Green Packaging. I've been here for 2 years. I basically started out at the same position. I was a shipping supervisor. I had, a little bit of experience before I came here. And I came here on a whim, just to try something different. I've worked at large corporations, my entire career. So I wanted to try working for a small business for a little bit.
My name is Trenton Bailey. I'm the production supervisor at Ultra Green Packaging. Keeping the machines up and running, keeping the rolls fed, making sure quality check, making sure everything runs smooth. I was picking parts and inspecting parts. Just kind of moved up as the next person left, kind of up the chain in a sense.
So here we manufacture all of the lids for all of the bases. So the bases are imported from China, and they're all made of bamboo, but we make every lid here at this facility out of recycled plastic. So it's called thermoforming, the process is. And so what we do is we get in huge rolls of plastic, and we can see those later, and they get fed through a machine, heated up, formed and stamped out. And then the guys take them off the machines, they put them into bags, they weigh them, they do QC, put them into cases, stack them on pallets, and put them out here. Well, I think first and foremost, we are manufacturing here in the U.S., in Minnesota. I am a woman-owned business, which is great, and I'm providing jobs here from Minnesotans. Additionally, we work towards zero waste here. We really are as green as we possibly can be. And all of our bases that are non-laminated are compostable, and all of our lids are made from recycled plastic and are recyclable.
Honestly, I just enjoy coming to work. I don't dread it. Fun to stay busy.
Well, we're a small group, pretty lean still, but the people I've had, I mean, 2 of my guys are younger and they've been here for about 5 years. Another one has been with me for about 3 years. So I think for me, I've been very lucky, and we're very much like a family and a close group here with a lot of flexibility, and everybody has a lot of heart. So it's been easy to retain them, which is great. You know, I think there needs to be some education, and that's why this is fantastic, and show that manufacturing can be very sexy, and you can have a very lucrative career. Trent, for example, he started just picking parts off the machine. Now he's in charge of all of it.
At the time, I was going to school to be a law enforcement officer, but I kind of changed hard on that.
You know, I wasn't ready for college. I was going to go in the military, backed out of that. I wanted to go to school, but wanted to take a couple of years off, and then it led to, you know, extended time off, and then I started looking for something I could get into without an education. I wanted to find a trade or something that was growing that not everybody was trying to go for. It's a nice career because you have a lot of freedom, especially with smaller companies. And I think a lot of younger kids nowadays, they want to go to school because that's the norm. They want to go get a college education and they spend $100,000, $60,000, and they're stuck without a career and they're making $45,000 a year. You know, whereas this field, you can make that without an education and kind of jump ahead of that a little bit. Especially nowadays because the market's so flooded with everybody going to college. It's ridiculous. I mean, unless you're going for your doctorates or something like that, obviously you're going to make more in the long run, but for the majority of people, you're not really making any more.
I would say, you know, if you get into a career with manufacturing, you don't have to have a 4-year degree. And you don't always need a 4-year degree to be successful. I mean, I have one, but nobody here does. And these guys are making just as much money as some of their friends are, you know, doing coding or any of the tech jobs where they have to start off. Not to mention, I think there's room for advancement here pretty quickly. You know, one day I hope these guys own this business when I'm finished with it.
Well, Kristin, thank you so much for showing us the trays that you guys are doing. This is very cool stuff, and I think that gives the audience really something to say. Like, hey, I saw this at the grocery store, and they can refer back to this and be like, hey, that's how this stuff's made.
Absolutely.
So I love it. Love the stuff you guys are doing, all recyclable. That whole process of getting the regrind back in to the stream of materials is very cool stuff.
I love what you guys are doing. Thank you so much for coming on out.
Hopefully we brought some warm weather for you guys.
This is kind of a sexy thing to do.
It is. Manufacturing is cool. All right, so guys, we just got done filming Make Cool Shit episode number 2 at Ultra Green Packaging, where we saw thermoforming, where they're doing the lids for ready-to-bake pizzas, sushi trays, things that you guys would actually touch in the supermarkets, see in the stores, especially here in the Midwest. Really cool stuff. We appreciate them reaching out to us and having us film. Hopefully you guys got some good information out of the process, and maybe you'll be able to see this in your daily life and be like, hey, that's how that stuff is made. So as always, if you guys like this, hit that like button, share it out there, spread the word. We're trying to get younger generations more involved in manufacturing. So if you have questions, leave them in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next episode.